Hi, thanks for watching our channel. Please remember to like and subscribe to the channel on YouTube and follow our page on Instagram at renovating_Vane_cottage for real-time updates. The channel is following the renovation of our 1915 end terrace house, which is getting a full DIY refurbishment by myself, Dave, my wife Alicia and our baby Adina, as well as the two dogs. We've hundreds of videos on here, everything from taking up curtains to installing wood burners and digging trenches for our new drainage. So please help the channel by liking and subscribing, and I hope you enjoy the video. Thanks again.
So welcome to the new format of video. I think a couple of weeks ago I uploaded a video where I explained rather than doing a full video on one specific subject, just because there's that much going on in the house, I'm going to do a 2 to 3 weekly update on where we are. So today, tonight, and probably each night after work, so it's Monday today, so each night after work, I'm on call all night this week, but anyway, nights I'm not doing out after work, I'll be trying to do even just an hour or two, because I've been on with this renovation now 3-4 years, and just want to get it pushed on. We have had some big bits. I mean, the attic conversion itself took a year. Windows were big bit, plastering was big bits, plumbing, getting steels in for the attic and stuff like that, plumbing, drainage, bits in the garden. It's literally hundreds of things we've done. So anyway, like I said, rather than, because I'm all over the place now, I'm going this new format of where I'm going to try and get a bit of footage when I'm doing something. If something is really interesting, I'll put that as the title of the video. And if it's really interesting and people want to see it, comment, and I'll try and do a bit of a technical on that specific area. But what I'm looking at today is decorating my daughter's room, baby Adina's room. Probably going to paint the walls with a washable paint. We'll talk about that when we come to it. And just make it childproof. I'm going from there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to dust sheet up in here. So I've got this stuff from Screwfix. It wasn't very expensive, so we'll see how good it is. Just get alright reviews if you look on there. Fortress dust sheet roll, 2 metres by 50 metres. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this over a wardrobe, put it over a drawers, because they still have a clothes there. And they're absolute weigh a ton. I don't really want to move them if I can help it. And then I'll put a cotton dust sheet over the top of it. When I'm using the sander and stuff, I will have the backs on it, a Henry Hoover on it, so there is dust extraction, so there's not normally a lot of dust in the air anyway, but just obviously, obviously keep the drawers and cupboards shut, but just to stop that. So I'm going to get that dust sheet off to begin with. So you get the idea. The plastic dust sheet should keep the dust out, and the cotton one should give it a bit of mechanical protection and hold it in place. So I'll get everything else dusted up. So just before we start sanding, I thought I'd go over what I'm using. So I've got a dust mask up here, glasses, I've got some ear defenders, although I am going to have the Hoover on sander, so it doesn't near enough keep all the dust out, but I'll put the mask on just for me doing a lot of it. So I've got 3 different sanders. Got the traditional, circular, and triangular. So I've got an 80 grit paper on them all at the minute, but I've got some variants. I've got a lesser of a grit, I've got a 120 for them all as well. So the triangular one, really I use that for doors normally, and sort of in the little corners, so I'm probably not going to be using that a lot on the skirting boards. Yeah, they're the makes of sandpaper I'm using, by the way, so we'll see how they last. Again, I think I've got all the sandpaper from Screwfix. So I'm going to start off with these two, the circular, the more traditional one, and just basically see which one goes easiest. So we'll get a look at the skirting board. I'll get you a quick before and after, and we'll see how we think it goes, and then hopefully whichever one I find the best one, I'll probably use it throughout. I'm thinking the traditional one, but this one does remove a lot of material. So right back a couple of years ago, possibly more, everything in here was painted white, so it has all been burnt off. We have burnt that off. Alicia did most of that. I think if you look at the very early videos you might see some of that, so we have burnt it off already, but they do just need a good sand just to tidy them up before we try and paint them. So I'll do a bit of an after of the skirt board there. That bit's not done yet, but that bit there. So that maybe took an hour to do the full room, if that. And that's 100%, that's really good. So I'm going to have to go and do the curb bit by hand next. So I've done all the sort of flat skirting board and the door, all the flat areas. It's took off any loose bits of paint. It's really nice and smooth. So I used both sanders. I started off with that traditional one, and then I moved to the orbital. And overall, I probably preferred the circular orbital one. I think I just seemed to be a bit easier, get a bit more muck off. So I'll probably be sticking with that one for now on. But there's not a lot in it, to be honest. So now what I'm going to do is do like the moulded bits of the woodwork, get them sanded off. So I've got a couple of options for how I'm going to do that. I've got sand and blocks and sand and paper, so I'm going to do a little bit with both to see what works with the best, and then whichever works the best I'll probably use in the rest of the house. I'll show you what I've got for each bit. So I've got sandpaper. I think it's 60 grit. No, that's 120. Yeah, that is 60 grit, so 120, 60. Just depending on how rough the woodwork is. To be fair, it's the paint's scraped off pretty well, so probably the 120 would too, but got the 60 if we need it. And then we've got the sand and blocks. These are the least 60. I would probably say they feel like they're closer to the 120, but anyway. So what I'm going to do is do a little bit with the block, a little bit with the paper, just to find out which I find easier. The sandpaper and everything. Actually, them rolls of sandpaper and these sanding blocks are all off Amazon. So we'll see how they go. This is called K-Top Ball Abrasive, and then 60. I can't remember which seller I got off Amazon, but I think there's plenty of different ones on there. But I think I got a pack of 10 or 20 of these for like a quarter of the price of what they were on the likes of Screwfix and Tool Station. And they do seem pretty good quality, so nice and flexible. And yeah, I've done a little bit with it already, as you can see, and it's still nice, and you can still feel the roughness on it. So it seems pretty good. So we'll see how this goes, and we'll see how sandpaper goes, and we'll see what we prefer. So I think sand and block versus sand and paper for me, sand and block's winning out really. It still looks as good as new, and it's probably done more work than the sandpaper, and it just bends with the contours of the wood. So definitely the sand and block. What I would say for the sand and paper is, I think if you were just doing a flat piece of wood versus flat piece of wood, it might be a bit more of an equal, might be a bit more of a 50-50 type of thing. And also I've found any really heavy bits of paint, the sandpaper has maybe just got it off a bit better. So, not saying that there's anything wrong with the sandpaper, but I think generally, if you've got your wood prepared and already burnt off and stuff, and just a little bit of paint on it, you're just getting it nice and smooth before you look at the undercoat and whatever. For me, it's a sand and block. So what I'll do is I'll go around with the rest of the skirt and boards, picture rails and everything like that. Oh, like I say, I'm going to take the radiator off now. What I'm going to do is I haven't trimmed the full system down or out like that. I mean, it is the middle of summer, so to be fair, we probably could. I need a different tool for that. I'll go and get that. Right, I'll go and get the other tool. Right, so I'm just using a flat screwdriver. It's like an Allen key, an Allen key insert. So use an Allen key. But I haven't got any up here in the car. So I'm going to get them out. And a flat screwdriver is a really good fit. It goes in nice and easy. The big head anyway. It doesn't damage it or else. So that side's fully shut off. The other side I've got locked off. I'm then going to drain the pressure out of the radiator. So I'm just going to put the drain valve and open it. Conveniently it drains against the wall. There's no pressure there, so what I'm going to do now is shut it again to get a bit of a vacuum back. Just a normal radiator key I was using there, just dropped it. So that's locked again there to get the vacuum back. I have got a towel up here somewhere if I need it. It's just behind the camera. What I'm going to do is I'm going to crack off the nuts on both sides, then lift the radiator at that angle, pop it in the bucket. I'm going to go and, there's not a lot of water in, but I might just tip that out beforehand, just in case there's too much water for the bucket. I've got a second bucket, so I'll keep them both close. You'll see on the video anyway. That side's loosened off, little drip, but the glass is keeping up with it. By the time I get the other side off, it's going to be nowhere near full in the glass. Talking a bit quiet because maybe Adina's asleep in the next room and I've just woke her up by dropping that just found on the floor. She's just a nap time, so I'm trying not to make too much noise. What I've noticed is that hasn't stopped dripping. It's not a massive drip, but obviously it's dripping. I don't want to have to leave a bucket there or anything. I thought I had some stop ends that would screw on there, but I don't know where I've put them if I have. So I've got these plastic stop ends, and they're like push-on ones that you push onto a pipe. Obviously you can't push them onto that, and I don't want to sort of take the full unit apart. So what I'm doing is putting the push-on stop end on up in a copper pipe. And then got a nut, an olive. And I'm just going to put that in there like that. And that'll make a stop end up, and the other end isn't dripping, the other side isn't dripping. And then I'll put one on the other way. And then I'll have two. I've got, like I say, I've got all the other rooms to decorate apart from the attic and the bathroom that we've done. So there's several more radiators to come on and off. And I'll just keep these and put them on each time. So it's now about 4:30, I think. On Saturday we've got everything sanded, everything filled, everything hoovered up. So what I'm going to do now is have a sugar soap round so that tomorrow we're ready just to paint. In fact, there's one bit where there was a socket in the skirting board, so quite deep bit of filler, that's still damp, so I've just left that alone. I didn't want to sand it because obviously it's still damp, so it's not going to sand properly, so I've left that alone. So I will have to sand that tomorrow. It's literally just the size of a socket. I'll have the hoof going, and so that's fine. But other than that, we're already to go. So I'm going to sugar soap all the walls using this. Used it in the loft, it was fine. Basically a third of this bottle, I think it's 4.5 litres of water, yeah. And I put gloves on, but whether you need to or not, I don't know. And basically I just use a sponge. Sugar soap's in there, use a sponge, and rub round everywhere. I'll obviously start high up and work down, so I'll probably start on the back here. can sort of do the coven, ceiling and top of the picture and just basically work around the room. It's not really mucky in here as such. It's just obviously to get rid of any dust. Don't want any dust in anything, so it's just I want the water being everywhere, so we've got no dust. So we'll see how we get on. I've got enough there for another bucket if I do need any more, but I don't think I will. Right there, if the angle room looks a bit strange on the picture, I've put the sort of wider angle lens on, which makes things look a bit squashed up for some reason, but anyway, just so you can see what I'm doing. I'm getting hungry now. I think next door on the corner there seem to be having a barbecue or a party, so it smells nice and it's making me more hungry. I'm just nosy as well. We're quite near the town centre. You can see we walk, come backwards and forwards. So, if you can see on the sponge there, but not really a lot of muck or anything. And my plan is with any other filler, what I'm going to do is get an undercoat on everything, and then if there's any bits that stand out, I'll then touch them up afterwards. Now, Alicia's floor cleaner. It's got these pads on them, flat surface. What I'm going to do is dampen the pad, wring it out. Like that, and just see if it's any easier. Oh yes. I need to take that smoke alarm down in a minute. Just a battery one. Yeah, it's a lot quicker. Again, not a lot of dust. It's now Sunday, I've got all the preparation done, it's all sanded, all cleaned, all everything. So we're going to put some paint on. So the paint I've got for the ceiling is a Dulux one. I've got a crown one, I think on back. No, actually, I think that's Dulux on back order. It was a wood paint. I was wanting to try a different one. So yeah, so we've got a Dulux paint. And I've mixed that just at a 5:1 ratio, which is what it says on the tin. For a bare plaster surface, I've just mixed in the bucket there. I'll show you in a second. I'm going to put it in the tray and make a start on the ceiling, try and get a mist coat on the ceiling, and basically anywhere that's going to be plaster white paint, so ceiling and above coven and picture rail. So just a quick update. I've got the ceiling. Oh, there's a little fly there. Anyway, got the ceiling first coat on. That went fine with the roller. Starting to do the picture rail and the coven. The coven's looking good, going alright. Above the picture rail is going fine. My issue is the roller is too wide. I didn't realise. I've got a tiny one downstairs, but that's too small. So top and bottom of it is I'm having to use a brush just to get it on. Don't forget this is the watered down first coat, and then I'll order a roller tonight and get that for the rest of the cut. I'm also going to look at ordering a roller on a pole so I can do all the ceilings, because don't forget I've got the rest of the house near enough to do, so I can do all the ceilings from being stood on the ground. So I've decanted my paint into that little bucket for now, and I'm just going round and see that I'm about halfway. While I'm doing that, have a look at that. Alicia's in the garden and she's
move that. What type of plant is it? Hydrangea from over there to the middle. But don't forget, next year we're going to redo the front garden. So I said, oh, just leave it over there, but at least you want it moved.
I'm predicting it now. This front garden will be done, what's it, 2024? 2028. We'll look back on this.
Anyway, so it does look nice here, just whether it dies or not, but time will tell. So I'll keep my camera outside of here while I do this, because I don't want paint over all the lens, but I'll give you an update once I've finished the sort of that bit, so maybe about halfway. See, we've got the undercoat on the walls there in Adina's room. Got the light on now, so there's a few shadows, and like I say, it's only undercoat. We've got the undercoat on above the picture rail, on the coven, on the ceiling, and on the cornice. So basically the only stuff that isn't undercoat, it's the wood. So we've got the picture rail to undercoat, the door to undercoat, and the skirtings to undercoat. Undercoating of the woodwork. So woodwork's the last thing we've got left to undercoat. Undercoat, I'm using this crown paint, so it's a crown contract quick drying primer undercoat. The brushes I'm using are a Harris Trade brush. So there we have it, there's the undercoat. I'm really pleased with it. Seems a lot better this crown paint than the other stuff I used. So it went on nice and easy. I've just been to screw tool station actually there, and I've run out of the Dulux paint, so I've got this crown contract vinyl matte emulsion, walls and ceilings, water-based paint, so I'm going to try that for the final coat. To be fair, that's the sort of first proper coat, so it's had the watered down coat on, like the mist coat, and this is the first proper coat, and to be fair, it looks pretty much alright anyway, pretty much happy with it, but I'll give it a second coat, so it's got two coats like it says. I don't really like mixing the Dulux and the crown, but it says I wanted to try a different paint to see if it's any better, so there we are. When he came up to see us. So I'm going to have a cup of tea, and I'll get this coat on the ceiling, coven and above the picture rail again. And we might get a coat on the walls tonight. I'll see how we're doing for time. If I don't have enough time to do the walls, I might do the picture rail, but we'll see, I might get the walls done. So it's now Sunday, we're going to do the main wall covering, so you can see it's at the undercoat. There's a bit of splash over in places when I've done the top coats on the wood and the white above, so hopefully this will get covered. I'm going to hopefully give it two coats, so I've got a little bit left in that tin and then a brand new tin there. So I've got my BBC sounds lined up to listen to while I'm doing it, and it's the I think we might have said earlier on in the video, but the Easy Care, Dulux Easy Care, washable and tough, and we've gone for what colour is this one? Gentle lavender. So let's get it on. So there's the top coat on the main sort of colour. It's still wet, hence why it looks a bit patchy, but I'm sure once it dries that'll be fine. Let the camera focus a bit, I'm moving a bit too fast. So you can see that's all done. Doors had a couple of coats now. It's looking a lot better. So basically the main thing left to do now is the skirting board, so hopefully I'll get a bit of this done a few nights after work. See how I'm doing for time, but hopefully I'll have a few spare nights. But certainly hopefully by next weekend this room will be done, and we'll look at starting on the next one. Maybe a few more bits in the next one, because we've got a fireplace to tile and stuff, so there'll be a few extra bits in the next video. So there we are, that's another coat on the bathroom.
door on the outside. The inside was already painted, obviously. The door frame. Same out on the sort of hall side of Adina's room. So I'll come on so you can see the door. It's going on really well, that crown paint. I like it. When I was putting it on, it looked like there was little bits in it for some reason, but when it's dried, it looks really good. It's nice and sort of smooth. So, and that's the. I think it's on earlier on in the video. But the crown, contract, quick drying satin. So at the minute, I'm just in the process of leaving it for a few hours. I'm hoping the doors don't need any more coats. I'll see what they look like when they're properly dry. I'll get Alicia to come and have a look and see what she thinks, because they will have had, I think it's 4 coats the doors have had, I think. The skirting boards, this is only the first coat for the skirting boards, so they will need another coat. But you can see it's drying really well. So hopefully one more coat this afternoon, and that'll be this done. Then we can get this, like I say, get all the other bits finished off in here and get on to something new. And just a different aspect, I mentioned about the garden, so you can see there's the bags of rubbish there and all the wasteland. So I've got some groundwork guys coming, they're going to get rid of all the bricks, level off this top end, and the bottom end over towards that opening is going to get dug out, so we can put a driveway in there. So they're going to do the groundworks, but I'll be doing all the concrete slab and a bit of drainage and stuff, so that'll be coming up in some good videos over the next few months hopefully. So I've decided to put another coat on the doors. I've obviously done both the inside and outside of Dina's bedroom door, and I've also done the outside of the bathroom door, so they definitely got enough now. This skirting board, I'm a bit undecided about it, but I think I'm going to give it one more coat, so I need leaving for another couple of hours, but there's just, I think I am anyway. It's just an odd little bit, waiting to see patchy through it. It'll have had 3 coats, I suppose. If it gets knocked out, hopefully it'll stay nice and white. So while that dries, we'll have a go at getting this radiator back on. So I shouldn't need too many tools for this. Got an adjustable stand, some Eagle Beat grip, standing little jug and some PTFE tape. I'm going to take the tape off. So I'll put my radiator screwdriver, I'll open it fully up, close it fully, and then a couple of turns. They might need rebalancing these before the but that should just allow enough so we know it's circulating.
So that's where I'm going to leave this video, but you can see it's all finished there, it's all nicely painted. Really the only stuff left to do in this bedroom now is get the carpet down, so what I'm going to do is decorate the rest of the bedrooms and then we'll get the carpet. So thanks for watching, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and there'll be plenty more content to come in the coming weeks and months.